It's the time that you spent on your rose that makes your rose so important. People have forgotten this truth, but you mustn't forget it. You become responsible forever for what you have tamed. You are responsible for your rose. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. A rose dreams of enjoying the company of bees, but none appears. The sun asks, "Aren't you tired of waiting?" "Yes," answers the rose, "but if I close my petals, I will wither and die." Paulo Coelho. The optimist sees the rose and not its thorns. The pessimist stares at the thorns, oblivious to the rose. Khalil Gibran. The rose is a rose from the time it is a seed to the time it dies. Within it, at all times, it contains its whole potential. It seems to be constantly in the process of change, yet at each state, at each moment, it is perfectly all right as it is. Paulo Coelho. Love is a rose, but you'd better not pick it, only grows when it's on the vine. Handful of thorns and you know you have missed it. Lose your love when you say the word mine. Linda Ronstadt. The red rose whispers of passion, and the white rose breeds of love. Oh, the red rose is a falcon, and the white rose is a dove. John Boyle O'Reilly. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. Abraham Lincoln. Duty is an ecstasy. It is as simple as hunger. There is really nothing to be said about it. It is like the perfume of a rose. You can smell it and that is all. W. Somerset Maugham. The first man to compare the cheeks of a young woman to a rose was obvious a poet. The first to repeat it was possibly an idiot. Salvador Dali. Do not watch the petals fall from the rose with sadness. Know that, like life, things sometimes must fade before they can bloom again. Anonymous. Just remember, during the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, that there is a seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes a rose. Bette Midler. The rose is a rose, and was always a rose. But now the theory goes that the apple's a rose, and the pear is, and so's the plum, I suppose. The deer only knows what will next prove a rose. You, of course, are a rose but were always a rose. Robert Frost, The Rose Family. This rose is an extra. Its smell and its color are an embellishment of life, not a condition of it. It is only goodness which gives extras, and so I say again that we have much to hope from the flowers. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. The quiet, singing voice of the rose. The song that promised all might be well, that all manner of things might be well. Stephen King, The Wolves of the Calla. Wild roses, I said to them one morning. Do you have the answers? And if you do, would you tell me? The roses laughed softly. Forgive us, they said. But as you can see, we are just now entirely busy being roses. Mary Oliver, Felicity.